The burning of the Library of Alexandria, a tragic loss of knowledge. Knowledge. It's the foundation of civilization, the bridge to progress, and the thread that binds humanity's story together. Yet, history reminds us it is also fragile, vulnerable to the tides of conquest, zealotry, and neglect. Among all the tragedies that have claimed the repositories of human thought, none looms as large or as haunting as the destruction of the Library of Alexandria. What if we told you that the world lost centuries, perhaps millennia, of progress in one catastrophic event? Today we journey into history's shadows, retracing the rise and fall of the Library of Alexandria. Together we'll uncover the spiritual scar left behind and ask, what can modern society do to ensure such a loss never happens again? In the 3rd century BCE, under the ambitious rule of the Ptolemaic dynasty in Egypt, a dream took shape. A dream to house all the knowledge of the known world in one monumental temple of learning, the Library of Alexandria. Located in the bustling harbor city of Alexandria, this institution wasn't merely a collection of books. It was an intellectual hub where scholars, philosophers, and thinkers converged. The visionaries behind the library, including Demetrius of Phaleron, sought to gather every significant text from across the globe. Some accounts suggest ships docking in Alexandria were required to relinquish their scrolls for copying, demonstrating the library's unparalleled hunger for knowledge. The collection grew exponentially, reportedly amassing hundreds of thousands of texts from various cultures, encompassing science, mathematics, medicine, philosophy, and literature. The library wasn't just a storehouse, it was a place of intellectual cross-pollination. Legendary thinkers like Archimedes, Eratosthenes, and Hypatia walked its halls, working to expand the boundaries of human understanding. With its sister institution, the Motion, the library became synonymous with the relentless pursuit of truth. And yet, this beacon of enlightenment could not withstand the storms of human frailty. Though much of the library's downfall remains shrouded in mystery, historical accounts suggest it wasn't a single inferno that consumed it, but a series of catastrophes, each chipping away at its grandeur. One of the most infamous instances often attributed to its decline occurred in 48 BCE, during Julius Caesar's siege of Alexandria. As fire consumed the ships docked in the harbor, it's believed the flames spread to nearby structures, possibly engulfing part of the library. While some historians debate the extent of the damage, the imagery of Caesar's ambitions inadvertently erasing centuries of human knowledge is an enduring symbol of this tragic event. But this was just the beginning. Over the following centuries, the library faced additional threats, from the Christian purges under Theophilus in the late Roman Empire to the Muslim conquest of Alexandria. Each wave of destruction, whether deliberate or accidental, brought humanity closer to losing one of its most cherished assets. The physical destruction of the library is a tragedy of epic proportions, but its spiritual impact cuts even deeper. Knowledge is not just information, it is the soul of civilization. The burning of the Library of Alexandria represented more than the loss of scrolls or manuscripts. It symbolized the annihilation of human potential. Imagine the medical advancements, the scientific theories, and the profound philosophies that might have shaped our world had they not been reduced to ashes. What breakthroughs in understanding lay dormant in those scrolls? What secrets of the universe did they hold? But perhaps even more devastating is the lingering reminder of humanity's vulnerability. The library's destruction teaches us that progress is not permanent. Every piece of parchment lost was not just a relic of the past. It was an unrealized future. Speculating about what knowledge the library held feels like tracing the outlines of a vanished culture, a ghost story told in fragments. Legends suggest the library housed works from Babylon, India, Greece, Egypt, and beyond. Unique manuscripts on astronomy, medicine, and engineering may have been lost forever. Would we have discovered the Americas hundreds of years earlier if a scroll describing ancient navigation techniques survived? Could we have eradicated diseases centuries sooner if Hypatia's research and the medical texts of antiquity had been preserved? We will never fully answer these questions, yet their weight reminds us of what was at stake. The extent of what humanity lost in the library's destruction is like gazing into an abyss. It feels immeasurable. The story of the library's decline is not one catastrophic blaze. It is a slow unraveling that took centuries. Some of its texts may have been relocated or preserved, only to succumb to the inevitable decay of time. But this gradual erosion teaches us a cruel truth. Loss does not occur in great leaps alone, but in neglect, in forgetting the importance of preservation. We must reflect on the multiple ways knowledge can be obliterated, not just in the fires of conquest, but in apathy. As our world steps further into a digital age, with knowledge preserved on servers and in cloud systems, we might think we are safe from such devastation. But are we? The answer is sobering. The loss of data is not solely tied to physical destruction. It is also threatened by systemic failures, cyber attacks, censorship, and societal lack of interest in safeguarding intellectual heritage. The Library of Alexandria's burning is a cautionary tale reminding us that knowledge, no matter how vast or well stored, is fragile. Its survival requires constant vigilance. Is there hope of recovering anything linked to the library's legacy or its spirit? In some cases, fragments of ancient texts may still be discovered or reconstructed. There is cause for hope. Archaeological efforts, paired with modern technology, have unearthed pieces of ancient manuscripts long believed to be lost. Moreover, humanity has begun to revive the philosophy of the library. Decades ago, UNESCO established the Bibliotheca Alexandrina in modern Alexandria, aiming to rekindle the institution's memory and mission. While it may never match the stature of its ancient predecessor, this effort stands as a monument to the resilience of collective learning. Modern projects further take up this mantle. The Internet Archive, Google Books, and the World Digital Library function as contemporary iterations of Alexandria's dream, repositories for all that humanity has created. The digitization of knowledge is an essential step in ensuring information persists across eras, transcending physical limitations. Philosophers often ask what it means to be human. If the Library of Alexandria reveals anything, it's that to be human is to seek understanding, to question, and to share wisdom. But our pursuit is threatened when we fail to protect, preserve, and pass down what we have learned. When the flames consumed the library, it was a reckoning. We were reminded that wisdom must not only be sought but safeguarded. Today, we look to philosophers and thinkers to champion this cause, to cultivate knowledge, document it, and ensure future generations inherit a world richer in understanding than the one that came before. So what can each of us do to ensure humanity never again suffers such an irreversible loss of knowledge? The answer lies in embracing curiosity while actively defending the spaces and systems that allow information to thrive. Support global initiatives aimed at cataloging and preserving knowledge. From digital databases to public libraries, each institution serves as a bulwark against intellectual decay. Advocate for education and access, ensuring every individual has the opportunity to learn and contribute to the repository of human understanding. Value philosophy, science, and history, for these disciplines remind us why knowledge matters and how fragile its existence truly is. The burning of the Library of Alexandria is not just a story from antiquity. It's a lesson etched into the fabric of human history. It reminds us of what is at stake when we fail to recognize the sacred nature of learning. This tragic loss was more than a physical catastrophe. It was a spiritual wound, one that challenges us to reclaim the fire of knowledge, not to burn, but to illuminate the future. As we gaze into the embers of Alexandria's history, we are left with one enduring question. What will we do with the knowledge we have today? How will we ensure its survival? Humanity cannot change the past. What's done is done, but we can and we must learn from it. For in the ashes of the Library of Alexandria lie not just the ruins of what was lost, but the seeds of what we can achieve, if only we protect and heed the treasures we hold.